Welcome back, fools. It's been a few seconds for me. I don't know how long it's been for you. It's probably been a while. You're probably stewing, giving you time to think about it. Huh? Didn't I? Did you break down your ideas of physics and reality? Did you think that for a second the idea is not so preposterous as all? After all, huh? I used to angry. Ooh la la, so angry. I can't do it. It's going against my ideas. So, my tribe, my everything. Are you going to keep doing this? Because if you propose in any way, I'm about to say classical nothingness. I think you'll have another thing coming. Smack. It's not that. Yeah. You all thought you'd big dummy dums. But you see, it needs to be not as infinitely dense as you might expect. Just a lot of good pressure. Yeah, right? That's what a vacuum pressure is, yes. I'm a field. I'm quite constrained. Constrained? What is constrained? Let's break that open. Constrained, contrived, constrained. Contrived, constraint. What does the word contrived mean? It's been a while. I have to do this again. So you're going to go with me on a journey to the Googles. The Googies. Gonna do the whole googity googs. Nice old googs. Constrained. What does that mean? Appearing forced or overly controlled and contrived. Let's see what contrived means. Deliberately created rather than arising naturally or spontaneously. Which would it seem like that is effectively what your ideas here and your stupid little standard stuff makes happen. Constrained models, overly controlled, not spontaneous. Very, very, very not a thing. But it's like it's not really. You see, your models would be pretty darn good at describing something observing itself like that. Because it can't see past its own face, you know? It looks back at itself. That's kind of what it has to do. You wouldn't maybe understand that because you view an entropedic version of time, meaning interactional forces. But interactional forces only interact so constrained. You see what I'm saying? But why would it do that? It's literally past the phone zone. Phone zones make no sense without something pushing them in. That's a lot of force, baby. And, no offense, girls and gals and guys and dudes. Certain places are easier to get into than others. I'm sure you might know about that. Certain holes are more available than others, you know what I'm saying? So, let's break this down. What is actual space to us? I need you to grasp that concept real well before we go any further. It's foam. Ever-expanding, never-ending foam. Growing exponentially. What? What the fuck? What? Okay. Let me just propose it in your weird, constrained, standard model. It's probabilistic at best. Let's just describe it with that. Because what you're about to propose, and we're going to go with that, is that a bunch of this, let's say it is real, hypothetically, we're going to go with it. It's a thought experiment. So give it up. There is such a thing as potential land. Oh, wow. Anyways, moving on. It's popping in little amounts of stuff, huh? And we drop out just a small amount sometime into quasi, the radioactive leftover smoke from a good time. From the beginning, so powerful, baby. Spread out. Not so bad. It's a little uncomfortable in the beginning, but you know. Decay. But what prevents decay? Sweetie, why don't we just unmetastable? What doesn't allow for us to push past? Wouldn't it get to the point where a black hole should do this? And maybe it's always doing this, it just hasn't exploded yet. Is that what it is? Maybe it's just all these feeds as I spread my wings are more in miniature bangs. Oh! Giving us a little pressure for the push, eh? Huh? The fears kind of exist for a little bit. Let me go with that. This way the vibrations are on my man. Hey, yeah. It's why we got entanglement and more. All this stuff is going on. Hey. Maybe that's what it is. We solved it. Yeah, start a model. Ooh, yeah, let's start. Wait. What the fuck? Where does that come from? Well, I admit that could be a thing, potential land. But, you know, most of it's just a lot of tunneling from the beginning birth of the universe and some of it from us now. Yeah, that's what it is. It shot it forward, tunneled it. We just interacted with it. And smack, bang goes the weasel, baby. Creating a little bit of pressure and acceleration. We're so sexy, always good enough all the time, eh? Or is that really what that is? No, for real. Think about that. Sure, we had a lot of inflation at the beginning. Maybe that was a thing at the beginning. Yeah, maybe that accounts for a rapid inflation that we maybe see. Hopefully with our evidences we have right now that are good enough, for sure, to suggest that's real. Which seems to be the case. Something like that. somethinged like that. You know what I'm saying? But that implies we quantumly tunneled something extraordinarily far and fast. Like it was already there, man. Well, before we were even a thing. How did we even make a thing there? To begin with, if it was already there. You ever think about that? What the hell pushed us in? The hell? It's just a collapse. We rebounded, no worry. Wait a second. Why was stuff already there then? It bounced faster. What the hell made the stuff that was there that we then interacted with? Because it's there doesn't mean that other stuff was there. Why is there vacuum? Why would it ever bounced? Because kinetic. They're really, really hard stuff. Oh, yeah, let me give you density. Sure, but there's spring. Because, if you don't know, idiosa, spring of steel, you know why they bounce? Shockwave travel through. Compression still happened. Very efficient. Pushes momentum that went down back up and yanks it back up. That's how that works. That would imply there could never be a black hole. Why would it ever happen? So it bounces, it converts itself, we get gravitational fields. Yeah, so still works. Yeah. Maybe. Look at me flounder around to try and make this work for you, huh? Gonna spin it for you. Yeah. This is a breakdown here, if you don't know. You want to know the truth? Truth is, there would never be any particles showing up anymore. They can't exist there. It's too much density. We would never have space. It would literally only ever be fields. You never noticed that, did ya? Huh, big boy? Good job, huh? Real smarty dude, huh? Real good, eh? This guy, am I right? No, they annihilate themselves. They just create an outward bound. What the fuck is moving the pressure? What the hell is the pressure? It's a field. Where the field doesn't sustain itself with that much gravity and shit, does it? Dude. It broke itself down into the densest and bounced back out? What? So it wasn't infinitely dense. Okay, whatever. It was. What did it go into? There's no field. There's no way for the pressure to go into anything. Idiosa. You missed the fundamental problem. There still needs for something to be there for it to go into. Eh? How come you didn't see that, smarty genius gal? It's all just a bunch of fields and vibrations and bangity bang boom, huh? You don't know how stupid you sound again. Sounds reasonable. Oh, how's that reasonable? That sounds logical? How's that logical? Doesn't even make sense in any way. What are you doing, eh? Do you get it? I don't think you do. You just tried to fucking outmaneuver with your mind, believing you were intelligent, with your ego believing it was good, and your id and your super ego believing I couldn't possibly know because I'm not a part of your shit. And I gave you the spins that you were going to use, the lies you're going to tell yourself, because you didn't want to think too hard about it, did ya? Got pretty far with that, huh? Probably. Makes you feel real warm and fuzzy inside. I was right all along. Oh, yeah. Sounds like you're accepting of your idiocy, moronicness, complete inability to be reasonable or logical at all. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Because you're not. I'll give you real sharp little look here. Because I asked the question in the first place, did you ever bother to think about it in the time between this came out? What the fuck is space? Did you ever imagine that you'd actually have to knock, 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 brain? Dude, come up with something. Dude, I need to think of something. Dude, boom. Yep, you're there. At the hole, the bottom of the hole. All of it's lost its meaning. Your bullshit identity, your bullshit tribes, your bullshit ideas of concepts of reality and more. All of it's gone. Where do you go? Get rid of it. Why the hell did you use any of those classical bullshit things to begin with? Or the newfangled quantums? What the hell is space? The hell is space, dude? You gotta think about it. Come on, I gave you some hints. It ain't those things. Ain't no fields. Ain't no pressures. And I didn't tell you in any way, it's gonna be classical nothingness. That's somewhere else. Don't get me wrong, it exists, but it ain't there. So what is space? Do you know? 'Cause I do. The hints are what the hints are. I'm throwing a little bit in. So I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to make you look like an idiot. Because I love that. I really do. You don't even know. Space is the very idea of possibility just not existing. Yeah, that's right, fuck-ups. Your quantum-fangled classics are back in. They're collapsing wave functions that mean nothing's there. But that's not how that works. You see, there's still something there. It's still a wave function, but it's not necessarily a wave function, my friendo. It's not necessarily density at all. Certainly no pressure either. Why would it be? It's certainly not the absence of something, and it's not superpositional. It's never gonna go away. Boo-hoo, bye-bye. Can't superposition it. Can't entangle it. Can't do nothing. It's not there, baby. Sorry. So, are you gonna get there? Because it's not just wave functions, friends. What's a function? Sure, you say it's a math thing, but what does that really mean? Do you know how to explain that to me? Can you conceptualize that so I can know what you're saying? I would like to know. Yo, idiot, you want to field that one? He said field again. Because that's what it is to me. That you're doing. You see it right there. He said field. Laugh. It's not real. It's stupid. That's not what that is. It's gotta be pressure waves, bro. Pressure from what, idiot? It's the absence of shit. It's literally saying it's not there. The fuck are you on about? Can't be a charge. It's saying it doesn't exist, which means it's the very definition of no charge. Get what I'm saying yet? It's a fucking area in your little dimensional proclivities of math that said, I'm not gonna be anything. I'm gonna go away. Sorry. Bye. I'm not. Get out of here. Shoo. I refuse all of your shit. Bye. And that's literally all it is. It's a bunch of fields that go, fuck off. He said fields, fuck. Got him. Boom. Got him. Because it's a bunch of quantum fields that we live in, you idiots. You fucking stupidity stoops. Dids. Get rid of your idea of this dummy dumb stuff. You view yourself as solid things, you're mostly empty. You think that you're something that isn't just interacting with stuff? Shush up, you fucking weirdo. You're a bunch of fields that portray outwards in the nice jiggly manners. Hey, you over there, jiggle, 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 baby. What's up, jiggle back, baby? Yeah, that's right, jiggle, 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 jiggle. It's all we are. All the time, every time. It's like, what is a jiggle? How does it transfer anything? And thus the idea set forth in motion of the idea of actually there is density there, we just never knew because we don't interact with it. Because we're stupid and we thought there wasn't because we're not able to observe not density. Because it's a function collapsed into not able to interact. It's simply merely something to transfer something on over to something we can interact with. It's got some jiggle and heft, baby. It's a bit of a stringy-da-doo-dah, but not really. You see, it's dense, baby. Real dense stuff. Yeah. You can bite into that. You probably never even end biting because of how dense it is. Do you get it? It's not infinite, but it's real dense, isn't it? It's just a bunch of fields that jiggle ever so good to make a bit of a particle, or a pair, or a vacuum, or maybe I'm here, or maybe I'm there. And that's all it does. It's a bunch of fields that are extraordinarily dense, that keep popping in because you got a lot of potential that's always around in everything, in everywhere, in all the different dimensions, shoving in their fieldy field ideas of existence. That's right. Fields come from potential land. You didn't make them. Sure, you express some shit. Yeah. And that interacts with their fields. Right. But you don't get it from nothing. You get it? Not here. There's a lot of stuff there in between you and that. Lots of stuff. Lots and lots of very extraordinarily, extremely dense fields. Popping up little foamy foam bits for us to look at. See being there as we move momentumly around and do things jiggly, wiggly, spinny style. Creating pressure. It's dense enough to act like a soupy little matrix. Indeed. It's an ocean as we swim through it. And you never noticed? How come? Well, how would you? Your eyes observe distance of clear, colorless gases. You see nothing but maybe some jiggle particles shining back at you, heading your way, that you detect like that. You see what I'm saying? Impact. That's all I'll account for. I certainly can't imagine the idea of a field cancelling itself out, and so therefore putting this idea of you stay there, I stay here, unless something moves on me in a wiggly jiggly fashion, like a Newton's cradle. Newtonian quantum physics. But since I'm, a new guy here, it's going to be Lemke quantum physics. That's right. Good old Newton, but it's going to have some weirdy little doodiddy things, if you know what I mean, because we got a thermodynamic stuff going on, baby. That's right. The more dense the field, the more pressure it exerts. Oh. Doesn't it just? Gets a lot more energy, seems like. Does it, though? Why would it? Compared to you, these fields are as ephemeral as anything else. Not much density to them. Because I said there was a membrane, remember? Between potential land and us. Just because there's a field poking through that literally means us having any space at all means potential land is real. It's a literal proof of my concept. Again, unreasonable, unlogical, as you might have said. Gaslighting, really, at this point, aren't you? Because you can't think too much. Oh, yeah. You never really imagined it like this, eh? Boy, fields can poke through a membrane. We do it all the time, don't we? We know certain electromagnetic radiations can go through certain materials more than others, interact a little less often, yeah. Wouldn't that be a little bit like quantum vacuum pressure? Ooh, no, my fifis, oh no. Oh no. Boo-hoo, the Eden super moral bullshit ego die. As you go back into your hole with your fifis. Wouldn't that gravitational field as it travels through interact in a peculiar way to make, I don't know, this idea of a change of the gravitational forces? Do you know what it's going to be? Probably not, I would imagine. You don't even know what the fields are that are there in potential land coming through. You don't, huh? The very idea of foam zone necessitates potential land. Sorry, can't do that. Your equations break down every time if you don't have it. So, now where are the Ivy League, PhD, big brain genius boys? Hey, come over here. I want to talk to you. I really want to know what you think about this idiosa that you are in that hole. I really want to know. Do you see yourself yet? Do you see how it is you missed plain and simple in-your-face ideas could easily been discovered by anyone else? Doesn't even take big experiments to know and see and imagine. It doesn't. It never will. You just have to think about it, step by step by step. Break it down. What does it really mean? What is space? Space is something that is much different than what we imagine. It's full. Very full. We just don't think it's very full. The foam zone necessitates the very idea of these fields not being interacting very much practically at all. They simply put the pressure between each other and help to transfer interactional forces. This is all they can do. Unless there's enough density and enough power and enough is and energy, really, for being honest, to make anything happen. You have to get real wicked with that. You have to have a lot to get anywhere near that. Even supermassive black holes are practically whatevs. Yeah, sure, I guess I'll let you go through a little bit. Because what does that really mean? when you have that level of density after the foam. You're not talking about a regular type of fucking foam, man. In fact, it's not in your foam zone. It never would appear to you at all like that. You're an idiot for thinking that it's anything about that. It's no logic, no reason, if that's what you believe. You have to remove that idea. You have to. The foam zone is a consequence of the interactions of the membrane and the fields that pass through the membranes of potential land and us. And there's some other stuff there too. Yeah. Stuff that pokes through potential land. Yeah. That's the most you can get. So what is this membrane? Take a look at your frickin' arm. If you don't have one, skin in general will do. It's got a lot of holes for breathing out this noxious fluid called H2O. You know what it does, though, to get rid of itself faster? It puts a chemical in it called salt, of all things. So that way it evaporates more quickly. Quite more quickly. In fact, you could say it amplifies the evaporation effect because that's exactly what it does. And it's all to keep itself cool, isn't it? Yourself that you're looking at, hopefully, or others around you. Now, what does a vacuum pressure need to be there for? How do ice slip out? These particles? What are these particles for? So I have a field? What does this field do? Why do I have a field? What are these fields? What are these types of fields? I'm resistant to change and motion. I'm literally sucking energy out of whatever the fuck that is. You thought about it all wrong. We're inside the body. You gotta think about it counterintuitively. It's not what you thought. Remember? You have to understand things a little differently. Fields are resistive. They are draining energy from us. But it can't always be doing that. Obviously. The vast majority of the time, that's really all it's ever going to do. Settle things in. You know, to put it in another way, throw a ball through a hole with a bunch of little Velcro or sticks or something in it. And what do you get? A slowdown of the ball until it rests in place. Make it even better. Make a baseball with a bunch of popsicles on it. You know, the sticks. Throw it in a hole with a bunch of little sticks. See how long it goes through the hole. Probably doesn't go very long, huh? They're resistive. They're baffles. They're the very definition of resistance. But they can't always do that. Because you see, those little interactions on the popsicle sticks, that's pressure. Exerted. Force exerted. Heat exerted. Conversion, I guess, yeah. They can't just do that. Sorry, it doesn't quite work. I know, got a little aggressive there. Because something comes through. How does a field come through a membrane? What's its material? What's the membrane? And you know, there's no such thing as a perfect fucking skin. I don't care how good you get. Shit's gonna leak. See what I'm saying? So you gotta think about it a little bit more than just that. So it's like now we have space. We're always pushing against each other. Away, 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 go away. Wait. Hell. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Hey, wait a second. Why are we accelerating? Huh? What's going on here? Shouldn't we be definitely being resisted against? You finally saw what I was trying to drive you towards. You gonna drink the water? Something you probably didn't think too hard about. You have to think a little further. I'm the one giving you the idea. I already know what I'm talking about. I already came up with that solution. In fact, I already know what that is. But do you? Do you? You don't. Otherwise, you would have said something. Oh, wait, are you in the comments right now? I want to skip forward, and then I wrote it down. I knew before I put it in the timestamp. That's what I thought. Sure, liar. So, how does that work out? And it's like, it doesn't. That's but one part. It wouldn't. Because as you move the sticks in that hole, what breaks off? The sticks. They break off of the ball, and they break off on the tube. But you know, sticks aren't sticks, they're fields, baby. Fields really like to, do the whole collapsy-lapsy stuff. They like to do the expandy, pushy thing. You know, you might have thought about that before you said something. Like I was, the guy that didn't come up with the solution. You know what I'm saying? You idiot. Should really think before you fucking open that mouth, nah. Because let's think about this some more. Because it's not the end. What happens when you rip a hair out of your skin? And you do it a lot. You get some blood, don't you? Blood isn't just some red blood cells and plasma. You know that, right? What the hell do you think's on the other side of the skin? Eh? Because you're the blood and plasma. And the rest. You know, you just got it. Because I said it's literally more dense on the inside of our bodies than the outside. See what I'm saying? Just like it's more dense because you're the atmosphere. And it's the blood. But not really. You see, to us, it's no blood at all, my man. We're really the more denser stuff, but we're not actually. We're the atmosphere. You see, we always thought about it incorrectly. You have to think about it right. You got it all wrong, baby. We're not on the inside, we're on the outside. There's bone in that fucking bone, huh? In there. You think there's muscle in there and some other shit? Bet you there is. But you ripped off a lot of the hair. Right. What does that expose it to? Viruses, mold, bacterium, fungus, infections, pathogens. We're pathogens. Do you know that? We're disgusting. We don't interact very well. We usually break that shit down. You never want to get in there. Tends to make a big hubbubaloo, you know. Too much air in my veins. Ugh. I got too much fucking... it's eating my arm. It's spreading. Cut it off. Do you know what that means? Because while we are conscious things and blah, 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 so impressive. To me, I look at you in every way like what you really are, which is a bunch of jiggles arranged in a pattern that is connected as you flow through a bunch of fieldy, pokey popsicle sticks, interacting in just the right way to know what's around you. You're a program in the very sense that really all you are is a third-dimensional layered fucking fluidic processor with some flangey connected biddies. That make you know what's around you a little better. You know what I mean? That's what you are. That's what you'll always be. That's your soul. My soul. You're a bunch of fields. Shut up. Well, it's small and everything, and some of it's, spreads out a little. You're a bunch of fields. And jiggles and spinnies and some wiggles and some doohickeys that make us stick together. Called fields. Dummy. Get over it. That's all you are. Literally, that's it. I need you to look at yourself in the mirror and realize that. If you're following along, you got this far, you need to realize what you really are. You are not what your eyes made you perceive. You are not what your ears made you hear. Quantumly speaking, you are that. A bunch of fields. And not just fields, dense little fucking things that wiggle real hard in a particular area, creating pressure points that oscillate in a given way that produce very specific types of fields that hook onto each other and interact. That's all you are. And you're arranged in a hard, dense, unfortunately. Be not, a lot nicer if you're a lot less dense, I'll tell you that much. Style of transistors, effectively. That's all we are. Sorry. That's what we got. That's your soul. That's your real self. That's your nerves. That's your muscles. That's everything. That's all you are. Everything you'll be. And you exist in a membrane that is your universe, with a bunch of fields that press you away, that break off in a stinging manner, that give you pressure, that push you and accelerate you, and potentiate ever-lengthening chains of fields that will eventually collapse and go away into one big old line, effectively. And so just the membrane in the fields of potential land exist. When all is quiet, the fields don't have anything to keep them pushed out. It's a Lemke death of the universe. That's right. It's Lemke's number. That's the real death. And then, as the membranes close, they collapse towards each other. Whatever edge, whatever dimension, whatever anything, slowly sinks further and further towards a point of no return and seals up into potential land, never to be seen again, the true end of a universe. It doesn't bounce. It doesn't reform. Kind of. Got you thinking, yeah, no, I'm a dick, aren't I? Sounds cool, but no. Sounds cool, but no. Sorry. Doesn't really quite do that. You see, it doesn't have a chance to fucking stop expanding. Yeah, no, it doesn't do that. There's no end to the expansion. It's a real dick move, honestly. I really got you on that one. You know, you really probably thought. You thought, didn't you? Yeah, no, sorry. It won't do that. You want to know why? Because fields are literally, dimensionally speaking, in every single place there is. There is no end to the field. What fucking collapsed brain bullshit? Get out of here. Get out of that fucking stupid idiot. Get out. Now you can come back. Go back to your hole. Remove your preconceived notion of it's up, top, and bottom. No! It's a box that... No! It's a never-ending, practically infinitely dense bullshit thing. The membrane? I never got done describing that, did I? I carried you along for a while. Are you there yet? Are you starting to see why you should never listen to any of those idiots? Or yourself? And you should take a step back. Breathe. And really conceptualize again. I know I probably got you to cry. I know that sounds so existential and defeatist. But it's not. Sorry. It's gonna go again. And I'm gonna get you there. I'm gonna let you understand why that does that. This is gonna take some time to explain it. Yeah. I'm a bit of a dick. I'm a sadist. I'm a dominant. I love to fuck with people. You have no idea. So, why does it do that? We have a large amount of fields, but what created the space for us to go into in the first place? Why were there empty spaces from potential land that we ever came into? What created a membrane to begin with? What's this idea to start with? Where does that come from? Sounds also plausible, and it's because it is. That's because it's true. That's because it's the truth. It has to start somewhere, though. And I described quantum thermodynamics in my streams previously. But membranes are very, 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 very weird. Because I like to describe it like that because it's layman's terms. The idea of something in existence there, but it's not, technically speaking. But it is. Sorry. It's like it's not, but it is there. Otherwise, you'd be in potential land. You'd spread a lot faster. See, it's a container. Just because something's dense doesn't mean that you can't get into it. You know what I mean? And that's where the black hole having, as I talked about earlier, that's right, the last frickin' podcast, folks. That's right, you gotta go back and think and remember, oh, what did he say? Charges, pressures, fields. That's right. You have to remember, that's not our membrane, though. I know, this is going to get complicated, because it takes a while to explain. I'm not kidding. This one's kind of rough. So, the vacuum is it's not infinitely dense, but it's like, yeah, but it's quite a bit less dense than potential land. I don't care how much freaking field you put there. Potential land exists in every place there is, really, if you think about it. Even in the fields. Same thing with the pressure jiggles. Same thing with the little connecty. Rest of it. Just because it's pretty still where it's at, because the collapse of the jiggles for the pressure of what we are says it looks like a field to us, and it curves whatever might be interacting into us dimensionally. Yeah, it's a bit of a thing. It doesn't mean what you think or might have thought, because all of that potential land exists also in every place where the field is so strong that it happens to do any interactions. And it is in the field jiggle straight line itself. Kind of crazy concept. For us, you must understand the idea of space is simply the straightening out of fields and the pushing, exertion, resistive, breaking down, and expansional forces that give us momentum and quantum vacuum pressure. That's what it does. That's why we're in the Lemke links, Lemke time, Lemke potential land. You're nowhere near where you once thought you could get to. You have to remember that. Charges aren't what we once thought anymore. You see, charges are nothing but the right kind of jiggle and spin, like a looping rope of stuff moving over to another looping rope of stuff that entwines and gives you a little bit of a puzzle lock piece. It's pretty good and strong, but it ain't that perfect. And then they combine and they tend to resonate their frequencies of jiggle and spin, making them continue doing that. That's why quantum vacuum pressure is merely a cop-out. Quantum thermodynamics says that it's technically not there. We just perceive it to be there. Yeah. Sorry. You just never noticed. It's a bunch of dense ass shit moving around the right way to kind of work together. Like a bunch of pieces of a puzzle. Now what creates jiggle? What creates wiggle? What creates spin? What creates an outward bound resonant frequency that spreads out against the density of that level of stuff and push it around like it means nothing, almost. See what I'm saying? Crazy concepts, am I right? Well, we'll be right back after these thoughts.